Then another enzyme, they form the blunt end. Okay, another enzyme. So this is the sticky end, and the another enzyme, they form the blunt end. So blunt end, how they form the blunt end? Blunt ends. Okay, blunt ends. I want to give the example, that is eco R2 enzyme. Okay, the enzymes like, okay, enzymes like the eco R2. आत्ताच आपण बघितलं R1, हा R2 हा blunt end form करतो, eco R2. Then next enzyme I want to give you ALU1. Okay, ALU1, ALU1, this is the one enzyme, and the next one, it is HIND1. Okay, HIND1, HIND, HIND1. Okay, so these enzyme, they form the blunt end. So what is that blunt end? So suppose this is the DNA molecule as usual, and these are the, suppose cytosine, this cytosine, this cytosine, this is the guanine, this is guanine, this is guanine. Then what is the nucleotide pair on the corresponding strand? Suppose this is a 5' end and this is 3' end. This is a 5 and this is 3'. Then here it is a guanine, here it is a guanine, here it is a guanine, here cytosine, cytosine, and here it is a cytosine. Then this enzyme, they form the blunt end as usual. Then they take the cut at this site, okay, at this site, and that enzyme, they take the same cut exactly opposite to the first one. Okay, exactly opposite to the first one, that is here. And what is formed? So this is the cutting site. Okay, this is the cutting site. This is also a cutting site, and such type of the blunt ends are formed. Okay, such type of the blunt ends are formed. So this is the cytosine. Okay, this is the cytosine. This is cytosine. This is cytosine. Here it is a guanine, guanine, guanine. Then here it is a guanine, 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 and it shows the presence cytosine, cytosine. So they form a such type of the blunt ends. So this blunt end, they never utilize in rDNA technology, but where it is utilized or can be utilized when there is a insertion of the DNA segment within the same genome, at that time this blunt end, they plays a most important role. Otherwise in rDNA technology, this blunt end, they never play a most important role. We have to prepare a such type of the sticky ends. Okay, such type of the sticky ends. So student, here always remember, during the sticky end formation, that restriction endonuclease, what they cut the two things. What they cut? They cut the two things. The first, they have to cut the phosphodiester linkage. Here they have to cut the phosphodiester linkage, and then the next thing, it is cut. So what is that thing? That thing is they cut the weak hydrogen bonds which are developed in between these exposed nitrogen bases. Okay, because before the activity of the restriction endo, these are the complementary pairs. Okay, these are the complementary pairs of nucleotide with the help of the weak hydrogen bonds. म्हणजे लक्षात घ्या, ज्यावेळेस रेस्ट्रिक्शन एंडोन्यूक्लियस एन्झाईम हे स्टिकी एंड फॉर्म करतं, त्यावेळेस ते दोन गोष्टी कट करतं. एक डी एन एमधला फॉस्फोडायस्टर लिंकेज हे कट करतं, आणि त्याच्यानंतर हे जे कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी बेसिस होते, ह्या कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी बेसिसमधला हा वीक हायड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स हा कट केला जातो. म्हणजे दोन साईड्स इथं कट केल्या जातात. परंतु ज्यावेळेस ब्लंट एंड फॉर्म होतं, त्यावेळेस इथे काय कट होतं तर लक्षात घ्या, फक्त फॉस्फोडायस्टर लिंकेज कट होतं, हायड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स हे कट होत नाहीत. तर हा याच्यामधला हा डिफरन्स आहे. सो दिस इज युअर the endode cleaving enzyme comes under the endonucleases.
Restriction enzymes. In the year 1963, The two enzymes responsible for restricting the growth of bacteriophage in E. coli were isolated. One of these added methyl groups to DNA while the other cut DNA. The latter was called restriction endonuclease. Restriction enzymes belong to a larger class of enzymes called nucleases. These are of two kinds: exonucleases and endonucleases. Exonucleases remove nucleotides from the ends of the DNA, whereas endonucleases may cut at specific positions within the DNA. Restriction endonuclease always cut DNA molecules at a particular point by recognizing a specific sequence of 6 base pairs. This specific base sequence is known as recognition sequence. More than 900 restriction enzymes have been isolated from 230 strains of bacteria, each of which recognize different recognition sequences. Example: restriction enzymes ECO-RI. E represents the genus name Escherichia. CO represents species name Escherichia coli. These three letters are written in italics. R, name of the strain. Roman numbers following the names indicate the order in which the enzymes were isolated from that strain of bacteria. Each restriction endonuclease functions by inspecting the length of DNA sequence and recognizes a specific palindromic nucleotide sequences in DNA. Palindrome means a group of letters that form same words when read both backward and forward. Example: 5' to 3' direction, 3' to 5' direction, 5' GAATTC, 3' 3' CTTAG, 5'. Restriction enzyme cleaves DNA molecules in two ways. 1. In one way, they cut both strands of DNA at exactly opposite points to each other. This results in DNA fragments with blunt ends or flush ends, where two strands end at the same point. Such cut is generally termed as even cut. 2. But commonly, most enzymes cut the two strands of DNA double helix at different locations. Such a cleavage is generally termed as staggered cut. This generates protruding ends. That is, one strand of DNA double helix extends some bases beyond the other. Since the target site is palindromic in nature, the protruding ends generated by such a cleavage have complementary base sequence. As a result, they readily pair with each other, and such ends are called cohesive ends or sticky ends. This stickiness of ends facilitates the action of enzyme DNA ligase. When cut by the same restriction enzyme, the resultant DNA fragments have same kind of sticky ends, and these can be joined together by using DNA ligases. This property of restriction enzymes is of great value for the construction of recombinant DNA. Restriction endonucleases are used in genetic engineering to form recombinant molecules of DNA, which are composed of DNA from different sources. When cut by the same restriction enzymes, the resultant DNA fragments have same kind of sticky ends, and these can be joined together using DNA ligases. The recombinant vector molecule cannot be created unless the vector and source DNA is cut with the same restriction enzyme. Separation and isolation of DNA fragments. The DNA fragments can be separated by gel electrophoresis. Since DNA fragments are negatively charged molecules, they can be separated by forcing them to move towards a node under electric field through matrix or medium. The matrix is agarose. The DNA fragments separate according to their size through sieving effect produced by agarose gel. The DNA is bright orange colored bands in an ethidium bromide stained gel exposed to UV light. The separated bands of DNA are cut out from agarose gel and extracted from gel piece. This step is known as elution.
Then the next type of enzyme, the third type of enzyme, it is the synthesizing enzymes. So let's see, student, what are the synthesizing enzymes? Yes, this synthesizing enzyme, you are aware with these synthesizing enzymes. So let's see the third type of the enzyme. It is the synthesizing, synthesizing enzymes. This synthesizing enzyme म्हणजे हे काहीतरी तयार करतं, काहीतरी न्यू जेनेटिक मटेरियल हे तयार करतं, त्याला आपण सिंथेसायझिंग एन्झाईम्स असं म्हणतो. मग याच्यामध्ये दोन प्रकारचे एन्झाईम्स येतात. एक DNA पॉलिमरेज एन्झाईम. द फर्स्ट वन इट इज DNA पॉलिमरेज. DNA पॉलिमरेज एन्झाईम. हे एन्झाईम तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की ज्यावेळेस आपण DNA रेप्लिकेशन तिथे पाहतो, बरोबर, DNA रेप्लिकेशन पाहतो, त्या रेप्लिकेशनवरती इथे ह्या स्टँडवरती आपण असं DNA रेप्लिकेशन स्टडी केलेला आहे, बरोबर आहे. दिस इज अ स्ट्रक्चरल जीन, बरोबर आहे. ज्यावेळेस RNA प्रायमर इथे अटॅच होतो आणि त्याच्यानंतर इन द प्रेझन्स ऑफ DNA पॉलिमरेज एन्झाईम, the polymerization it is takes place in direction of 5 prime end to the 3 prime end, and all this polymerization, or we have to say the extension of the primer, it is takes place in the presence of the DNA polymerase enzyme. So the synthesis of new strand or the template strand, it is takes place in the presence of the DNA polymerase enzyme. So because of this, it comes under the synthesizing enzyme. So this is a DNA polymerase enzyme. Then the second synthesizing enzyme, it is the reverse transcriptase. Reverse transcriptase enzyme. So what is that reverse transcriptase enzyme and where they are utilized? During the preparation of the cDNA or the complementary DNA, this reverse transcriptase enzyme, they plays a most important role. So for that, what is required? The RNA template is required. So this is the RNA template. Okay, this is the RNA template, and on this RNA template, in the presence of this reverse transcriptase, reverse transcriptase enzyme, there is a synthesis of the single stranded, ssDNA. ssDNA means single stranded DNA, and on that single stranded DNA, again in the presence of the DNA polymerase enzyme, in the presence of the DNA polymerase enzyme, there is a synthesis of the new strand of DNA. In this is on this the previous strand, there will be a synthesis of such a new strand of DNA. So this DNA, it is called as a cDNA, or it is also called as a copy of that the parental DNA. okay, or it is also called as a complementary DNA. So formation of the cDNA or that complementary DNA, this reverse transcriptase enzyme, they plays a most important role. Just I want to give the one information. In case of eukaryote, when we want to prepare the gene library, then we have to go through a such a type of the cDNA, because we never use direct genomic material of the eukaryotes, because the intron sequence they are there in the eukaryote, and that intron sequence, it is a non-coding sequence, and such a sequence we unable to multiply in the prokaryotic host cell. So we have to prepare a cDNAs of the eukaryotic genome, and then we prepare the genomic library of a such a type of the cDNA in case of the eukaryote. So you have to remember, this is the synthesizing enzyme. There are the two types of enzyme, DNA polymerase and reverse transcriptase enzyme. Then the next enzyme, the next category, the fourth category of the enzyme, it is the DNA ligase enzyme. Okay, DNA ligase enzyme. So the next category, it is the DNA ligase enzyme. DNA ligase enzyme. Again, you are aware with this DNA ligase enzyme, because we have studied this DNA ligase enzyme at the time of the DNA replication, because on one strand, you know that on one strand of DNA, okay, on the one strand of DNA, the new strand, it is continuously synthesized toward the direction of replication fork. It is called as leading strand. But on this the coding strand, or that the non-template strand, the new strand, it is synthesized opposite to the direction of replication fork in the form of a fragments, and these fragments, they are called as the Okazaki fragments. Okay, and that Okazaki fragments, it is joined with the help of that the DNA ligase enzyme. Okay, DNA ligase enzyme. This DNA ligase enzyme, they develop the phosphodiester linkage in between the neighboring nucleotide, and they join the broken ends of the DNA. So this DNA ligase enzyme, it plays a most important role in our DNA technology, because when we want to induce the gene of interest inside the vector, at that time we want to join that, we want to fix that. So this is the joining enzyme. So this enzyme, it is also called as a molecular glue. It is also called as a molecular glue. And yes, I want to mention the such type of the parallel word with respect to the restriction endonuclease enzyme, because that endonuclease enzyme, these are the cleaving enzymes, or these are the cutting enzymes. So because of that, there we use the word, it is a molecular scissor in to that the restriction endonuclease enzyme, and here this the DNA ligase enzyme, these are called as a molecular glue, because they join the broken ends of the DNA. Okay, then the last that is the fifth category of the enzyme, it is the alkaline phosphatase, enzyme. So this alkaline phosphatase enzyme, what they do there, this alkaline phosphatase enzyme, they cut the phosphate group. So okay, they cut the phosphate group, okay, at the 5' end of the DNA. Okay, they cut the phosphate group at the 5' end of DNA. We are going to study this how what is the role of that alkaline phosphatase enzyme. So at the time of the insertion of the foreign DNA inside the vector, so suppose this is a plasmid. Okay, plasmid, it acts as a vector. Okay, plasmid, it acts as a vector, and we want to induce this is the gene of interest inside this vector. Then we have to take the cut with the help of the restriction endo. ओके, रेस्ट्रिक्शन एंडो. परंतु ज्यावेळेस आपण रेस्ट्रिक्शन एंडोने हा याच्यामध्ये कट घेतो त्यावेळेस पुन्हा हा जो कट आहे तो इमिजिएटली जॉईन होतो. पुन्हा आपण कट घेतो तो पुन्हा इमिजिएटली जॉईन होतो. सो फॉर अवॉइडिंग दिस वी यूज this alkaline phosphatase enzyme. This alkaline phosphatase enzyme, what they do there, they remove, okay, they remove the phosphate group, okay, they remove the phosphate group from the 5 prime end of DNA, and when they remove the phosphate group, these two strands they are unable to join. Okay, they are unable to join. Then we can easily insert this gene of interest inside this vector, and then we add the phosphate group. Okay, we add the phosphate group. So student, these are the 5 different categories of enzyme. The first one, it is the lysing enzyme. Then the second type, it is the cleaving enzyme. Then the third type, it is the synthesizing enzyme. Then the fourth type, it is the joining or the DNA ligase enzyme. And the fifth type of enzyme, it is the alkaline phosphatase enzyme. So all these enzymes comes under the tools used in our DNA technology. Student, I think you understand well what is the role of this enzyme in our DNA technology. But though you are not understand at this moment the role of this enzyme, but you will understand better at the time of the procedure we are going to study there in next lecture, that is the procedure or the steps involved in our DNA technology. So student, we will stop at this moment.